All right, we have the bed frame, which weighs 65 pounds. The wooden slats that go under the mattress, 25 pounds. And this mattress is 28 pounds. That is 118 pounds total without me, and I'm 150, so all in 268. 268 pounds. And let's see what happens. That swimming's coming up faster than I thought. Not bad. I'd say that was a success. So here's our tarp motor, and we are wired up to the solenoid. And this is required for a couple of reasons. One, because the manufacturer of the motor specifies the use of a solenoid. And two, it's so that you can put your switch someplace else and run smaller wire to the switch, so you don't have to have the large, heavy 8-gauge wire running all the way to the switch and back to the motor. So this is a temporary position for the solenoid. We will actually mount this right next to the EcoFlow power system underneath the bench. So this is here now because I don't have anything to mount it to elsewhere. I need to kind of keep it all together here for our testing. So this is wired up to the EcoFlow battery system that's sitting right behind where you are, temporarily put in there. And it's also wired up to this switch with temporary wiring. I'll replace this with a lighter gauge wire at some point in the future. This is just how I have it connected now. So ready? We have buckets underneath all four corners to simulate our benches that we'll put in here eventually. There won't be a bench here, but there'll be some sort of pedestal on this side supporting this corner. But there will absolutely be a bench along this side and then on that back corner there. That will be about 17 inches high, and these are maybe 14 inches high. So it's close enough for our experiments here. The design of the bed platform is pretty basic. It's just a couple of boxes. The inner box here has 4 gussets, 1 in each corner. And the outer box has the same gusset in each of the corners. So making a box within a box was the strategy here for the additional strength. I also added these 2 additional 1x3 cross beams. I wanted to make them as close to where the strap is as possible. The idea on this side being that if the strap wound up and it didn't stay where I needed it to stay, I might be able to put something on this wall here to be able to encourage it to stay in a straight line. I also have the pillow bearing here on this side of it to keep it stable. We did the same thing on the back side. We have the pillow bearing here, and then we have the 1x3 here, and the webbing is right on the other side of that. Again, if we needed to put some sort of extra blocking here to encourage this to stay right here within the line where we wanted it to stay, we might have to try to figure out something to put on this side of it as well. If I needed to build some infrastructure for that, I could certainly do that. This is a 5/8 inch shaft that I cut slits in with an angle grinder and a Dremel. On top of this, I have a collar that is a 5/8 to 3/4 inch collar. So the outside diameter of this is 3/4. The outside diameter of the shaft from the motor is 3/4. So I was able to take a 3/4 inch coupler here and put it over both of these and run these bolts all the way through. So this bolt goes through this collar, and the drive shaft. And this bolt goes through one of the existing holes on the motor drive shaft, so I didn't have to cut through this part here, just through this collar. These bolts are grade 8, which is extremely heavy duty. I just wanted to make sure that I had really strong components on here for the amount of torque that this motor outputs. Where the straps come through the 1x3, I just went ahead and drilled some holes here and tried to get them the best I could. It's actually quite an ugly hole all the way across, but it does work. I was able to drill a hole for this all the way through and have one of these on this side and one on the other side, and I have them mounted down low enough so that the webbing does not rub up against the top of the actual extrusion. It's suspended there. Let me show you the other side. This is the other side of that exact strap we were just looking at. So you can see here I do have another grade 8 bolt coming all the way through the extruded aluminum, another one of these brackets here, and again that suspends the strap completely, and the strap does not touch any of the extruded aluminum at all. Again, because I cut that hole a little bit jagged, so it would be pretty dangerous if the strap touched it. And this drive shaft is actually pretty thick material, but I was still able to cut through it with the angle grinder and then clean it up a little bit with the Dremel, and was able to slide this in. We still have a little bit of give here on both sides. So I cut a hole on this side and I cut a corresponding slit on the other side. We're going to go ahead and lift the bed up to its highest position, and then I'll bring it back inside to take a look. Okay, so you can see the webbing has wound up pretty close to exactly where I wanted it. It's not clear yet as to whether or not I need to develop anything to go on either side of it to make sure that it stays tighter. So we'll just keep an eye on that for now. Same thing in the back. This one's actually quite nice in terms of how straight it is. The other thing I want to see is whether or not the webbing ends up below the bottom of the extruded aluminum, and at this level it's pretty much spot on level with it. So if I end up putting a cover across this way, then it won't rub up against it. Same thing on the top. I'll be able to put the bed slats across there and not worry about it rubbing up against the webbing. Also, the size of the webbing today is actually larger than it's going to be in the future. Today we have it set on these buckets, which are again maybe 14 inches tall. In the future, we'll have the benches that are 17, 18 inches tall. And when we do that, I'll go ahead and tighten up these straps so that there's no extra slack in the webbing as it rolls. So this is the worst case scenario, and even at this, we're clear top and bottom. Once we get the floor in, the ceiling, the mattress, everything put together, I'll do some measurements to see how much headroom we actually end up with. Now, safety. We have two things we're going to do. One is that while the bed's in the up position, there will be straps going from this corner to that corner and that corner to that corner. They'll just hook on and strap. It's not going to be super tight up against this, but if for some reason this really heavy motor fails, if the brake on it fails and this drops, it will be caught by the straps. The next thing is, you saw that it had no problem lifting me all the way to the ceiling. I bet that my wife and myself and our two dogs could get on this bed and ride it up as well. So what happens if in the middle of the night something goes haywire with the electrical and it starts moving us up to the ceiling and doesn't stop. Well, the plan for that is simply to turn it off. We have the EcoFlow power kit. So right here, we have the breaker for the bed lift. Turn it off, bed lift doesn't operate. So one of the checklist items we'll have right before going to bed, just flip the switch off. That's all there is to it. That way there's no chance of it engaging and moving up and hurting anyone. All right, just again, this solenoid is not going to be located here. It will be down underneath the bench here with the rest of the electrical system. So all that's going to be run up is the 2 wires here that connect to the tarp motor. That also leaves us this switch, which again is just wired to the solenoid. It'll use much thinner gauge wire, and it will go from the solenoid to a wall. This is a climbing wall bolt anchor. It'll connect to the wall like this. It kicks it out from the wall. It's straight, and it will hold 5,845 pounds each. So we have a winner. I bought 2 packs of 2. I've got the link in the description below. They were a little expensive. They're $20 for a pair, so $40 altogether, but well worth it. We'll use a heavy-duty stainless steel bolt and nut with a large stainless steel washer. So we're going to drill a hole in the van near the top, and because that metal is a little bit thin and I worry about that giving way, we have these large washers on the back end. So we'll put it together like this. So bolt, big washer, and a nut on the back. So that will distribute the weight quite nicely in terms of not ripping that metal or distorting that metal of the van. So what do we have to suspend the bed from? We have this webbing, and it doesn't look like much. It's only 1 inch wide, but it's polypropylene. It's extremely strong. It has a tensile break strength of 900 pounds, so more than enough for our purposes. It's also fade resistant, snag resistant. It holds up really well to wear, so I don't have any worries about it wearing out or wearing through over the course of the lifetime of our van. Look how nicely that fits in there. Okay, so once we get it in there, how do we keep it there? So I have these stainless steel mending plates. I bought a pack of 12. Link is below in the description. And the idea is that I will have 4 mounting points. So with 12 plates, that gives me 3 plates per point. So what we'll do is we'll wrap this around. We'll end up having basically a plate sandwich. So we'll have a plate on the back, a plate in the middle, and a plate on the top. So once you have that situated, all you have to do is take your little nuts and bolts and cinch that down. And once you have that cinched down really tight, I guarantee you it's going nowhere. All right, we're standing right next to the shelf over the cab. So I want you to take a look at this part here. This part here is the problem. So I'm not going to be able to get a bed here because from this distance on this side to the other side, this is less than 5 feet or 60 inches, and a queen size bed is 60 inches. So it's 60 inches right here. So this is where we have to follow the line down and go down from here to the bed. So I will position that bed correctly after I get the anchors in. Okay. This is where I chose to install the brackets near the front of the cab. So there's one on each side in the exact same spot. And I chose this spot because it's far enough back from the cab so that I have plenty of options on how to run the webbing. Also, so you can fit your hand back here, so you'll be able to get the washer and the nut on there, as well as a wrench. And what do we apply to every bolt in the van? Loctite. Once I install this, it's permanent. I'm not taking that off again. 3 more to go. This is what it looks like installed. Think it'll hold. We have a short queen in our camper van that's about 60 inches wide and 73 inches long. However, we did not buy a short queen mattress. I went to buy one, and then I looked at the price of the regular queen in the same style and thickness, which is 6 inch. And the RV short was about $100 more expensive. So I thought, well, how much is an electric knife? About 20 bucks. So I decided to go ahead and buy the normal queen size mattress and save some money. It's all foam. There's no gel or anything else in this, so I felt confident. We can just cut it with this the same as we would do the cushions for the benches and things like that. And we also would normally get our own mattress cover anyway, one that's waterproof, breathable, you know, according to our parameters. We wouldn't just leave the one that came with it on there. So taking that off, well, destroying it in this case, and not using it again, it's not a big deal. So the idea is we'll cut this one to the correct length, put our mattress pad on there, and we have a short queen. I'm going to go ahead and start the cutting so I can show you how easy it is. We'll see. That seems to be cutting really nicely. On a side note, we bought a 6-inch mattress and made sure that the electric knife we bought was more than 6 inches. So otherwise that would have been a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this up, and then we'll put our new mattress pad on it and we'll be set. Hey, check it out. It's a short queen. I have an extra slat as well. I bought the queen size, so I'll just cut that off. So far, so good. Now I have to get this installed before the dogs get some ideas of their own. So for today, I'm going to say the bed is done enough. It's going to take some cleaning up and some tweaking here and there, but it's fully functional, it's powerful, and it's actually quite a comfortable mattress. So thanks for watching, and I hope I didn't let you down.